Hello! Perfect. Lemon! I think it's important to look back at the things you create. By looking back, you can get a better idea of which direction to head in next, and learn from what we have previously done. In the beginning of 2023, I had the desire to reinvigorate my artistic endeavours. I began by concocting project ideas which I could use to give myself some direction. It was fun to experiment with the possible ideas, though it did show me the skills that I needed to improve on. Something that has helped with this in the past, which I do every year, is take part in various art events. And before I knew it, one had arrived. The Rainworld Art Month is something I have joined in with since its conception. It's a month-long fan art event with daily prompts, based on the game Rainworld, which is one of my favourite games.
Perfect!
This year's event was awesome, and I pushed myself further with new techniques and a reduced time frame to make the art in. I was so happy with the art I had made for this year's event, I decided to compile it into a limited edition art booklet. This went down very well, and I was so excited to see people enjoying it. As for game development in 2023, I hadn't done much until I decided to join in with a highly enjoyable game jam called Fletchfest. I ended up making a small game about a tadpole-type creature trying to escape a hostile pond. This whole event really reinvigorated my passion for game development. With renewed motivation, I began to revive an old project of mine, which has been in a dire state for about 3 years.
What's happening here?
I'll make a video going into this particular project next year, as I have learned a lot from it. After the Rainworld Art Month, I became aware of another fan art event happening shortly afterwards. This was the Hollow Knight Art Month, a fan art event put together by one of my close friends.
Whee!
I prepared for the event by preparing and creating new brushes to experiment with. I enjoyed the extreme texture these brushes produced, and I had a great time using them when the month came around. This month proved slightly more challenging than the Rainworld Art Month, probably due to the new brushes. Nevertheless, it was a very enjoyable challenge, and I learned a lot by taking part. As with the previous month, I compiled all the art I made together into another limited edition art booklet, which to my delight also went down very well. After this, I dived into a period where I strived to improve my art skills. Figure studies and character concepts in grayscale were my focus during this time, though I did ensure to make some fun colour pieces too. So where was my game dev journey during all of this? Well, I had been in the process of reviving my old game when an announcement came out about the game engine I was using to create it. The Unity engine went through some rapid and disappointing changes which would affect the future of games made using it, and I decided to stop using it. So I started to learn the Godot game engine, which proved quite the challenge after 8 years of using Unity. To start learning the nuances of this engine, I took another simple old project of mine and started recreating it. This was an extremely fun experience, particularly because I decided to livestream my learning process with Godot every Friday at 1 PM GMT at twitch.tv/JamesBBarrow. Anyway, after a couple of months, I felt confident enough with the new game engine to start recreating the project I had previously attempted to revive, this time in Godot. It's going pretty well so far, but more on that next year. We'll see what happens. During all these game dev shenanigans, I also started to diversify the content I create. I started a blog, committed to making YouTube videos, began making traditional art, and it's all been going pretty well. The YouTube videos especially have been great fun to make, and I cannot wait to make many more next year. As for my artwork during this time, I was in full traditional art mode. I started painting with watercolour, and joined in with the Stream Ink art event. This is another art month, but this time I would focus on an ink-based medium. I was very pleased with my work during this event. Experimenting with a 2-value style was really fun. Not long after this, Procreate Dreams launched, and I made a couple of animations using it, which you've probably already seen if you've watched my previous 2 videos. I very much enjoyed the challenge of bringing my art to life through animation, and I might make some more of this next year. All in all, it's been a good year for my creative endeavours. So what about next year? One of the big things I plan to do in 2024 is make art every day. In the latter part of this year, I've started to lapse in the amount of art I'm producing, and I'd like to change this for the new year. I also intend to improve my social media presence, as I've not done the best job this year at posting anything outside of the art events I've joined in with. and I'd like that to change. Of course, I will be continuing to livestream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 PM GMT. And I will definitely be continuing to make these YouTube videos. I'm really having a fantastic time making them. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look back at my creative pursuits in 2023. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a very happy new year. Have a good one.